Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This week we are working on another DIY. I am currently on a mission to make improvements on my home, especially now that I have some DIY skills and DIY knowledge after living here for over a year and a half. Today we're working in my back entrance area slash kitchen, and this area really does need a little bit more storage. So I need something that is going to be functional and also look really good, and I think this is going to be my biggest build yet. I've never built anything like this before, so I am a little bit nervous, but I'm also very excited to put myself up for a challenge. And on top of that, we're doing it in just one weekend, so I have 48 hours to make this happen. In the past, I've talked about how I'm a little bit of a slower DIYer, so I definitely like to take my time, but we are on a time crunch, so I want to show you guys how to build something just like this in 48 hours. I also quickly want to thank BILT for sponsoring today's video. I am so excited to work with them because this is something that you guys are going to love. It honestly is a game changer, so I will talk a little bit more about them later on in the video, but for now, let me show you what we are working on for today's video. Here we are on my kitchen slash back entryway, and yes, I still have everything out from the makeover we just did on the stairs, so if you missed that, go back and watch it because it's a good one. But anyways, we are focusing on this area right here, which, you know what, I still really love this whole setup that we have going on. I just need to zhuzh it up a little bit and also do some touch-up paint because, yep, there are chips here, and I will do a little bit of an update on this beadboard wallpaper that I did. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate my philodendron? It has grown so much since I first put this here a year ago. Look at how long this is. I should probably trim it because there's just this one long one and the rest are relatively shorter. I made this whole area over a year ago, and in the video I made this DIY bench, which has definitely served us well. This was such an easy build, and I love that I was able to customize it to fit perfectly within here. But for our life right now, this is just not working well because obviously there's no storage. So I added in these little bins here, which I just put like shoes and things. And honestly, it just does not look that good. I just kind of had these bins and they fit under here, so I just put them here. But as you can see, I have some loose shoes over here. And the biggest issue is that I have this little vent here, so we can't really cover it up. When I first imagined this area, I wanted to make some little built-ins so that it would match with the kitchen cabinets. And now that I've just leveled up in my DIY skills, I want to build something that fits here a lot better. I want there to be tons of storage so that it's super functional and also fits this space like a glove. So we are going to make it happen, but first I'm going to buy supplies today, and then we are going to start the 48 hours tomorrow. Okay, so I figured out what I'm doing in this space. At first, I wanted to do a built-in situation like this. It's always been a dream to have a built-in in this little area, especially with some storage. It definitely is a timeless piece and would blend in very seamlessly with the cabinets. However, if I were to build one, it would have to have legs because of the little AC unit underneath. So it really wouldn't look like a true built-in, plus it's a permanent solution. So if we ever wanted to change it in the future, it would be a lot harder to. So instead, I'm opting to build a less permanent solution. So we're gonna make a storage bench. I found this bench on Pinterest and it looks freaking amazing. There's a lid on top, and basically that's going to be a little seat, and you're able to slide it over and then put stuff inside. I was able to do a reverse image search and I found the actual bench here, and it does have a big price tag on it, but from what I can tell, it's a very nicely made bench. So if you're looking for a solution like this, definitely check this out. But obviously, for the purpose of this video, we are going to create our own version, and also one that is custom so that it fits exactly that little nook in my kitchen. So I drew up my version. The only difference is I'm going to make the lid a little bit different. I'm also going to flip it so that the seat is going to be on this side instead, and also the legs are going to be a little bit different. I just wanted some simple legs on the sides here. I also just showed Brian this idea and he loves it, so I am very excited to get this started. This definitely is is going to be the biggest build that I've ever done. I'm gonna get all of my supplies and I will see you guys tomorrow. We are definitely on a time crunch for this video, so I wanted to show you guys the BILT app, which is the ultimate time saver. First of all, the app is free, which we love. Every DIYer needs this app because it helps you assemble and install products right the first time around so that you don't mess up and you're also not wasting time. You guys know that I'm constantly building and assembling new furniture pieces, and sometimes it can get pretty frustrating because the directions are just not clear enough. The latest piece we built was for the office because we always need more storage. So I got this dresser, and usually it would take us forever because there are a bunch of drawers in this. But with BILT, we were able to do it so quickly because of how easy everything is to understand. The instructions are clear, and with the interactive guides, you're able to pick different options on your own learning styles. So for me, I found the visuals to be the most helpful. All you have to do is put in the product or scan the QR code and it will pop up for you. There are tons of products and brands to choose from, and they also have how-to guides on there, which are super helpful. So if you just want to learn some new skills, they have that on there as well. This honestly is such a game changer, and if you guys want to check it out, I will have a link down below so you could download it for free. Oh my God. I got it. Okay, we are back with all the supplies that we need. And honestly, on the way back home, I was feeling very nostalgic because around this time 2 years ago is actually when I started using power tools. And it just feels so crazy to think about how much time has passed by. 2 years ago, I lived in an apartment, I had a drill, and then I just got my first little miter saw, which was only like a 7¼ inch blade one. I was very limited to small projects, so the fact that I have a full workshop now honestly just blows my mind. I'm very proud of myself, and I'm so grateful to have a space to do all of this. So if I haven't said it enough, thank you guys for continuing to watch every single week. I really hope that you guys take something away from these videos and that it inspires you, and it just goes to show that you really can do anything that you put your mind to. Okay, going back into the project, it is Saturday morning and we are going to get started with these cuts. So I'm using these pine boards right here, and this is perfect because it's the exact width that I need it to be, and I just have to make a bunch of cuts. I will have all the cuts listed below for you in case you're following along, but you can totally customize this to build it as big or as small as you need it to. I'm going to use my oh no, I should have cleaned this. Okay, as I was saying, I'm using my circular saw for this, and I wanted to do some cuts outside, but right now it is not that nice out, so hopefully later on we can. But for now, I'm gonna work inside and get as much as I can done. Okay, I found my notebook, so the timer starts now. I hope you're enjoying this video so far. I know it's a little bit different for me to do a challenge. When I was still working at my desk job, I really only had nights and weekends to work on DIYs, and I know it's the same for most of you out there. So I really wanted to do this as a challenge to myself and to see what's actually possible, because to be honest, now that this is my full-time job, I've had the luxury of kind of just taking my time, and with that I often find myself overthinking and spending way more time than I should, feeling nervous before I do something like a big cut or putting things together because I'm afraid I'm going to mess it up. But I want to change that, and I'm hoping that this challenge would just give me that extra confidence boost to kick things off. I'm definitely more confident around power tools than I was 2 years ago, but now I really just want to feel empowered instead of nervous before a build, especially when it's a big one like this. This is probably the most complex build that I've done completely from scratch, and I don't really have any plans, so I was definitely nervous going into the project, but as I went along it felt less and less daunting, and I was getting more and more excited about it, and I know it's going to be worth it because this is going to fit our needs so much better for this space. Okay, let's check the time. It's been about 20 minutes, which honestly is not that bad, and that just goes to show how much I totally overthink these projects. It actually is not that bad once I get going. So I have about half of them done. I still have 2 bigger cuts and then 6 legs, and that will be all the cutting, I think. Okay, what time is it? It's been about an hour and I have all of the cuts done now. I had to triple check that everything was correct, so I think that we should be good. Now I'm gonna start edge banding the plywood that I got cut in stores. So usually when there's a really big piece that I need to do, I usually just have them cut it. And that definitely saved me some time. So pro tip, if you don't have to cut it yourself, go get it cut in stores. Now I just have to edge band it. I've only edge band things like a couple of times before, and every time I see people online do it, it seems pretty easy. For some reason, I have a little bit of a harder time doing it. So hopefully today will be better. If you've never used this before, it's basically a pre-glued iron-on veneer. So we have the glue on the back, and you just need to use an iron and press it onto the edges so that it looks like a solid piece of wood. I need to find my iron, put this on, and then we can sand. Okay, here we go. Let's start with this corner edge and just press. I always struggle with getting this on straight, but I know it doesn't really matter because you do just cut it off anyways. Okay, so I took a little bit of a break, so now it is almost 3 o'clock. I'm going to start assembling everything together with some wood glue and also pocket hole screws. I definitely needed that little break to get back into the project, and I hope that you guys take this 48 challenge as just a fun way to test myself, because no matter how big or small your project is, you should always work on it at your own pace. And the way I see it, DIY should be a way to help you zone out and not stress out. So as you can tell from majority of the build, I used pocket holes to make this super sturdy, but I did end up going back and adding some support for areas that needed it. So on the right side, we have the box, which is going to be open for the sliding lid seat. And on the other side, I'm doing open shelving for 2 shelves. It's about 5 o'clock now. I just had to do a few more cuts. And this is basically where we're at, which I think is a good stopping point. Now is the point where I'm a little bit anxious if I'm going to finish this or not, but I think I just need a break. I still have to attach this half of the bench and then also work on the lid for that. So I think we should be good tomorrow. I'm gonna finish a couple more cuts tonight, and then I will see you guys in the morning. Good morning, you guys. It is a new day. I feel so much better. Last night I finished up a bunch of different cuts, and I also sanded a little bit, and I don't know why, but sometimes when I'm just filming while working on projects, I work slower. Pretty sure it's because I'm overthinking, but I was able to do it without any pressure. So that was really nice, and now I just feel so re-energized to work on this project today. It is basically like 10 o'clock right now, so my goal is to assemble the rest of it, stain it, and then work on the lid. I'm really starting to feel the pressure, but I think I can do it. So let's head to the garage and get started. At this point, I was keeping my fingers crossed that this was going to work out, because honestly, I still feel like a beginner when it comes to building larger pieces like this. I actually have a goal this year to learn how to use modeling programs so that I can build actual plans. It honestly sounds intimidating, so I don't really know where to start. And if any of you guys have tips on how to get started, I would super appreciate any of your help in the comments below. But for now, I'm just drawing it all out on pen and paper and figuring it out as I go along. Oh my god, What time is it? Okay, it is just about 12 o'clock, so I just had lunch. I'm gonna start working on the lid, which I honestly have no idea how I'm going to make it. I'll put up some pictures of the original, but it looks like a really thin piece of felt, and it's probably on some sort of material like a metal or something because it looks pretty thin. I am gonna figure out how to do this with some scraps that I have laying around. So I have some MDF here. I'm going to cut it down to the size that I need, and then I think for it to have that edge, I'm just gonna put some trim around that. And then when I upholster it, I don't know, I have to figure that out still. Let me show you guys the fabric that I'm using though. Look at this beautiful faux leather, you guys. I love this brown color. It definitely gives the bench some texture. I like the variation in color here. I've never done any type of upholstery with materials like this, so I'm a little bit nervous, but we will see how it goes when we get there. I'm gonna worry about this first, and then we'll get to this. Okay, so how do I do this? So I'm debating if I want to make an actual cushion for this or if I should just do some light padding. I think I have a cushion that will be small enough, but maybe I just have to shave off the sides and then it will work. Let's try it out. Okay, I have this from a project that I never used. Okay, we'll go with the cushion. The foam that I'm using is on the thinner side, so I was able just to use scissors to cut it, but I would definitely suggest using a serrated knife if you have anything thicker than an inch. Then I'm using some spray adhesive to stick it right onto the base. I am absolutely loving this faux leather look. This is my first time using anything like this, and I thought it would be more difficult to work with than just regular fabric, but it turned out to be just fine. So here's what I'm thinking. Since I stapled it here, it leaves like a gap so that it's not sitting flush against the actual edge, which I need it to so that it could slide. So I think I'm gonna add some glue right here, and then that way I can press it into place, and then we'll have a nice edge. I've only ever upholstered a regular old cushion, so this one was a little bit more tricky to work with. I just basically folded and cut off the excess leather where I see fit and stapled it down and tried to make it as smooth as possible, and I think this was totally worth it because the faux leather is definitely going to elevate the bench, and it will also be a little bit easier to clean as well. I just put the seat on and it looks pretty good. I'm not going to show you guys until the reveal. It is now basically 2 o'clock. It is 2:15. I still have to work on the legs, so I'm going to cut that right now. And then I'm also going to make supports for the bottom. When I was choosing plywood, I was not thinking about the length of the bench, so I definitely should have gone with something a little bit thicker. But the other option that they had just seemed way too thick, so that's why I went with this one. But now I'm going to fix that by putting a support beam on the bottom side. That way it has something to sit on and will be a little bit more sturdy. It should be fine though because I'll still have the 4 legs on the side and then 1 leg in the middle. I have to cut, sand these down a little bit, and then I also have to stain. And I still have to do a stain tonight, which I know you're supposed to wait to do a top coat, but we do not have time for that, so I think I'm just gonna put the top coat on now, and then tomorrow, before the 48 hours is up, I'm going to put the whole thing together, finally show you guys the reveal. Even though this has been very stressful, it's also been really fun, and I've also just been the most productive I've ever been on a project. I don't know if you guys know this, but sometimes I wear the same outfit in multiple days in a video because I have to like make it look continuous. Most of the time when I'm doing projects, I'm working on several other things at the same time, so I'm only able to dedicate a couple of hours on a project at a time. But for this video, it's honestly been nice just to dedicate 2 full days for this project. I definitely went into this really nervous, and now I feel so much more confident in my skills, especially now that we are nearing the end. Good morning, guys. I spent the morning moving out the old bench and now it is almost 9:30. If I can get it in focus. 9:25. So I have like an hour and a half to put on the legs, get on the lid, and then put everything into place. I can't believe we're almost at the finish line, so let's do this and let's finish this project.
New bench alert!
Beep, beep, beep. Oh my god.
This is beautiful, honey.
Thank ya. It only took 2 days to build.
That's incredible. You built this in 2 days. That's
Wow.
honestly incredible.
Moment of truth. Ta-da!
That honestly is beautiful.
Do you like it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sit, Tess.
I mean,
oh my
heck
god,
yeah.
I'm scared. So much storage, you guys. Okay, I'm gonna sit on this. I honestly am so scared. All right, so you're sitting here, putting on your shoes. Let's say you need to get something inside. You just slide this over. Ta-da! Don't get the inside, it's kind of ugly. Just get whatever you need and then slide this back into place. I can't believe I built this.
What can't you do? Tell us, we want to know, what can't you do?
Legitimately sweating right now, but it is done and it looks so good, you guys. With every project I do, I'm pretty proud of myself, but I am especially proud of this project because I was able to do it in basically 48 hours. With all the styling and taking the b-roll and stuff, it is actually 12:20 now, but you know what? I'm gonna take it. Doing this challenge definitely gave me that extra boost that I needed, and I'm just beyond proud of this project. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Even just looking through the viewfinder, I just feel like the background looks so pretty and elevated. Like, I really built that. I can't believe it. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and subscribe down below for new projects and makeovers every single week. And again, a big thank you to BILT for sponsoring today's video. If you guys want to check them out and download the app for free, make sure to click on my link below. That's it for me today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay inspired, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!